Hello, I am recording this lecture on almost sure convergence. This is a summary of what you need to know about almost sure convergence. There are a lot of proofs that I have skipped, but if you know these results, then that should be a good summary of the concept of almost sure convergence of a sequence of random variables. So we have a sequence of random variables and x on the same probability space. Let me define a set A points. So every random variable here is a mapping on S to R. So I am collecting those points in the domain for which x and w is now a real sequence, because x and I am taking to be real valued random variables. So this real sequence is converging to xw. So I am collecting those points in the domain for which x and w converges to xw. Now it is another thing that this set may be empty. If this x and w does not converge to this xw for any point in the domain, then this set will be empty. Or it may so happen that for every point here x and w may be converging to xw. In that case, this set may be whole of S. Anyhow, this is a subset of S, and we will call it and we say xn converges almost surely to x if probability of A complement is 0. That means those points for which x and w is not converging to xw, that has probability 0. Now we all know that probability 0 does not necessarily mean this is an empty set. That means that there may be points in the domain S for which x and w is not converging to xw. Of course, pointwise convergence is a special case of this when this A complement is phi or A is equal to S. So pointwise convergence will imply almost sure convergence, but almost sure convergence need not imply almost sure convergence. Now, second is that just you know that if xn is converging to x, I have a real sequence, convergent real sequence converging to x, then it is one and the same thing to say xn minus x converging to 0. So here also the same argument holds. So you can say xn converges to xw or xnw minus xw converging to 0. So in that sense, they are one and the same. We can talk about xn converging to x almost surely or xn minus x converging to 0. So now xn can also converge to a constant c. Then the definition will be same. Here xw will be replaced by constant c. Now this is an important result that actually needs a proof, but I am, as I said, skipping the proofs here, that xn is converging almost surely to x if for every epsilon xn minus x exceeding epsilon infinitely many times, that is 0. So what is meant by a sequence of events occurring infinitely often, that we have discussed in the last lecture, and so we are applying that concept here. So for every epsilon xn minus x greater than epsilon infinitely often, that has to go to 0. Now you can see that you have seen a similar concept earlier, that is convergence in probability. There this infinitely often concept is not there. So there what you want, that for every epsilon probability mod xn minus x greater than epsilon, that converges to 0. Now it is not difficult to prove that almost for sure convergence implies convergence in probability, but the latter is not necessarily true. That means convergence in probability does not necessarily imply almost sure convergence. So but there is a connection between the two through this lemma 2, that xn converges to x in probability if and only if every subsequence of xn contains a further subsequence which converges to x almost surely. Now this looks a bit complicated statement, but then this is a result which is useful to prove many important properties related to convergence in probability. For instance, you have seen this result, like if xn is converging in probability to x and g is any continuous function, then gxn converges in probability to x. Actually that result is proved using this lemma only. Now the lemma 3, g is any continuous function, xn is converging to x, then gxn converges to gx. So now you see this result is holding for almost sure convergence in probability and weak convergence. So in any mode, if xn is converging to x almost surely or in probability or weakly, that is in law gxn will converge to gx where g is any continuous function. But the point is that it is easiest to understand for this almost sure case, because if you want to prove this, what you will have to prove is that gxnw converging to gxw. And what is gxnw? That is g of xnw, and that is g of xw. Now you know that xnw converges to xw, then that implies gxnw going to gxw, so where g is any continuous function. So in this case, this is easiest to prove. But for convergence in probability, acha yat moi in probability case to likhisu na, so let me write converge almost surely. Let me write almost surely, then converges to x almost surely. So and this lecture is on almost sure convergence, almost surely, as n tends to infinity. So now from here you get the case also when xn is convergence in probability to x. So there you also have to apply this lemma 2. So jetia xn is converging in probability to x, then you say that every subsequence has a further subsequence, let us say gxnk, which converging almost surely to x. Then you apply this result and you get that for any subsequence of gxn you get a further subsequence which converges almost surely to gx. So in that sense you get that result when you have convergence in probability. So the third case is that application of Borel-Cantelli lemma. Now Borel-Cantelli lemma is a result that gives you a sufficient condition for the probability of infinitely many any sequence of events occurring infinitely many times equal to 0. So now the applying Borel-Cantelli lemma, you see that if the summation of probability xn minus x exceeding epsilon, this is a convergent sequence, then by Borel-Cantelli lemma this probability of xn minus x exceeding the epsilon infinitely often, that probability is 0. And so by lemma 1 that will implies almost sure convergence. So as I said that Borel-Cantelli lemma is one of the main tools for proving almost sure convergence. So this is the reason that if you can prove that these probabilities are summable, then you get almost sure convergence. And then you get a further result that by Chebyshev's inequality, you know that if a random variable is square integrable, that is if xn and x are having finite variance, then probability mod xn minus x greater than epsilon, that is dominated by expectation of the square xn minus x whole square by epsilon square. Now if these square deviations are summable, expectation of e xn minus x whole square is summable, then this condition is satisfied. And so by lemma 4 you get this is a sufficient condition for convergence in converge almost surely. So you see, ami jodi etu okol 0 kole hoy, if expectation of xn minus x whole square is going to 0, then that will give me convergence in probability, right? So you remember we did a result, if the mean is going to 0, variance is going to 0, then you get convergence in probability. This was coming from this result only. Now what additional condition you need here is that if this sequence is summable, then xn is converging to x almost surely. You see, I'm sure you know this, that if I have a positive sequence an, non-negative sequence an, which is summable, then an goes to 0 as n tends to infinity, but the converse is not true, right? The converse is not true. A simple example is that suppose an equal to 1 by n, that is going to 0, but that is not summable. The series is divergent. But the point that I'm saying is that if I have a non-negative series an, which is convergent, summation of an is finite, then an goes to 0 as n tends to infinity. So this is a much more stricter condition than saying expectation of xn minus x whole square going to 0. So if expectation of xn minus x whole square is going to 0, then you get convergence in probability. But if this is summable, then by Borel-Cantelli lemma you get almost sure convergence. And so now I have a result for you that suppose xn is following normal distribution with mean 0 variance 1 by n square, does xn converge almost surely to x? So the answer is you apply this condition with x replaced by 0. So what will be expectation of xn square here? It will be 1 by n square because mean is 0. So expectation of xn square is 1 by n square, and which is summable. So expectation of xn square is summable. That means what? Xn will converge almost surely to here, instead of x you will get 0. So you will xn converges almost surely to 0. So these are the main results related to almost sure convergence. And in tomorrow's lecture I will discuss some more problems. So this, if you know this summary, then this should be a very important information for you as far as this almost sure convergence is concerned, and in general in probability theory it will be very useful. Of course, proving in these individual results are also important, that we will see how much we can do.